All right, well, peace. Just want to come back with first and foremost, hopefully the most high in your house, shall blessing your day. Just want to come back with another video, real quick about his mercies. We aren't consumed. I just want to come back with this real quick. I was sitting here reading Proverbs 8 because today's the 8th, and I'm going to Lord want to make some few more videos, probably on this topic, of course. But I finally had the conversation with my father, my pops, the other day, and I talked about when I kind of when I went through that, in my life. I'm still trying to kill that off, that old man off, or um, before I came to word like this misanthropic phase, like hating people, hating humanity, things of that nature, and that's not really like one, if you want to serve the most on your house, they did like one. You can't have those qualities. They one because they don't have those qualities at all. Exodus 34:6, Numbers 14:18, and how your house shall live, how the Most High, and it's like in Sirach says one, how his heart is bigger than ours, and also two, how Sirach says his mercy is upon all flesh. So, but also two, don't get it twisted. There was a balance. There's time that he felt that way, and we see that hence the flood. Even other points. But also that's not who he is at the end of the day. So being that, because it is, yeah. That's why I'm glad. It's all tying together. Because I was looking at I read a lot of these times. I'm starting to read, and they actually do a good job. But these, I might as well to like this. I thought it was gonna be quick, but might as well, because I want to. I was reading these I'm reading these I forgot the website is called, but these psychology articles, man. It goes like 10 signs of how to be more respected, or all this stuff that goes lines up with the word. Some of it doesn't, or when I did I read an article how even though yeah, I'll talk about this too. I'll mention this the fact that it was an article of saying, according to psychology, of how different these are signs or traits of a weak man psychologically, like a man that's mentally weak. And the points, I think a woman did it. I forgot, even though really, I was talking to my actual brother. He was here the other day. And shout out to brother simply the firstborn. You whenever you talk about things that as far as becoming a man, things that nature, you never go to a woman about that, never ever, because it's not what they're saying is not going to be, it's going to be something that just benefits them. So as just a little and shout out to brother Semi firstborn bring that out. Even I think my pop one time brought that out, but or just men that grew up, elder or older men that or would tell me that sometimes, or I heard that a lot. You know, well, I ain't gonna say I heard that a lot, but just more of that. They, even though they didn't say that per se, they said that in a roundabout way. But yeah, man, never do that, man, because it's not gonna, they're just going to do things that just benefit them. This is the same aspect. It's all reflection, man. Just that's why the Most High in your house, I don't listen to us about nothing how to be a God, because it's like, listen, no, because if that would be the case, majority of 99.999% of people will want, even people have that now, had that mentality, had that spirit now, the Most High house is on their time, or he's like a genie. That's why I go into that. But I say that to say, because the article is going to, I think the article is going to how psychology, this according to psychology. I don't think she mentioned her own opinions, things about nature. She probably did, but I didn't see it. But just that aside too, let me go on that, because I'm digressing. But just shout to the brothers of Assembly of Firstborn said, though, just because a man's a man doesn't mean that's why Romans 12:3, he gave each person, but each man a measure of faith, man. So that's what it is. And that's what and just because a man's a man, you see, a man's, that doesn't mean, shoot, in the word, outside the word, man, that doesn't mean they're mentally strong or mentally strong as others, man. Everybody's measure is different. There's a reason why Yahushua said, in proven point, Yahushua said himself, why did he say that to Peter? What, strengthen your brethren? Because now all men have the same mental strength, and all of them have the same level of faith, the same level of mental fortitude, man. That's not the case, man. So that's just is what it is. Actually, I was talking about that with a brother this morning in Discord. That man, he mentioned that Mark 9. That's why the man will say, the point being that Mark 9, he said, what? Increase my faith. He said, I believe, but help my unbelief. So point being is that, yeah, but I like my points being is that is I like these psychology articles I'm starting to read, but also too, man. It's I said to say, man, because I was just looking at the definition of selfish last night, man. It all ties in together. Like that's why I always say, like extroverts aren't bad people when I made that video, and I really love that. Like all one, because some extroverts are really what is portrayed in movies or TV. This big asshole or this like she's or if it's a woman, she's kind of like bitchy. Excuse my language. That's just the fact. That's really what it is. But that's the case. But also too, no, I know some great people that's extroverted, man. Good people, kind hearted people that that's just is what it is. Not all quote unquote introverts are like or like good people. Not saying they're not always like the victims per se, or like because like that can lead to like everybody's out to get me, or that can lead to that like being because there's actual real introverts like that. Hey, they don't one because introverts the misconceptions is they hate like people. That's not really the thing. They don't like people, but they just really can only be around such a few around like few people. They don't need to be around a lot of people. But not all of them introverts are really really like pretty much upright and good people. So some reason, like I said, some people like you get around like they're quote unquote introverts, or they quote unquote like that's the SRI comes into. Like there's a man that like what you call him, that's let me just grab it, that makes his countenance sad, like or like he's like that person's an introvert. They make them so sad, or like or not even sad, or just like they don't mess with a lot of people. But then once you get to know them, it's like, okay, wow, I see why a lot of people don't f with you, man. I see why a lot of people don't rock with you, but that's just is what it is. But I say that to say because oh my gosh, what was I going to say? Yeah, I digress too much, but I say that to say because that's not just always the case, man. Because like because yeah, that's what I was gonna say, man. Because if you look at, I was looking up the definition of selfish last night. One, because a lot of times too, because now it's more of a trendy thing and things of that nature. When people like even people like research says like more people are extroverted, but it's a thing that everybody's like I was saying like everybody's an introvert nowadays. Everybody, so they wear the shirts and stuff like that, antisocial, but not realizing that's that Second Timothy 3, because if you look on the definition of selfish, one of the synonyms I'll probably put it up there is actually introverted, man. So that's why it says in the last days, like men will be lovers of themselves. So that's probably the case. That's probably like I was probably looking at it in the wrong lens. That's probably perfect in a way. That's because that's why I make the videos about when people talk about self care, actual like self care opposed to actual self care, because there are scriptures that actually talk about real actual self care, but people just do it more like it's pushing selfishness more now. Things when people say self-care or introvert, it's pretty much like being inconsiderate of others, not being compassionate on other people, man. And I'm not saying like I'm not trying to exclude myself, because I'm saying other people. I'm saying like this in generally speaking, man, because don't put a man anything above what is written too, because I'm not absolved from nonsense as well. But I said to say that's just more being pushed now, because like that's why it's so important looking up the actual definition, knowing what actually things mean, man. Because like one of the definitions for selfishness is introverted, man. Like and inconsiderate thing, and that's the thing. Yeah, that led me there. That's why I was looking at that, because it's kind of like sad. I mean, I understood what it said, because I was guilty in this aspect. I didn't read the article, but I read the headline. But I clicked on the article, but I just didn't fully read it. I'm probably, Lord willing, going to read it. But it was like saying 9 signs that you need to be more selfish. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was like, okay. But because Sarah even says, listen, examine matters. Don't answerable. No, listen to the matter before you rebuke. Like hear the matter, then rebuke, then correct, then respond. But then respond, then rebuke, then correct. But yeah, I just looked up selfish by definition. Then it goes into all the qualities that are not of the Most High Yahweh, man. So that just like when you look up the actual term selfish. But I get the point with the article was probably going to say, which if I read later, or with the headline is okay, signs that you need to do to start actually like looking out. Like okay, listen, like there's times like okay, I do gotta put like just like the LL Cool J clip, man. He said this. I seen that clip. Like I think Chronicles of Judah brought this out. He said this one time. He said, "Listen, don't be a nice guy, because nice actually means like weak. You could just be like it could just be more of like like agreeable with anything. But that's why Sirach even says, "Win or not with anyone. Just don't be agreeable with anything, but be kind. Like be kind." And that's what in the clip of LL Cool J said. Listen, he said, "Listen, if I like just not being just a yes man all the time. So I need to work on this, not saying yes to everything, and or so like he says, listen, somebody like takes a person from an old lady, you go out there, get the person back, break the guy's nose. That's like that's like not a nice guy. That's like a kind person. Like this. I'd rather play the clip. I'd rather him hear the clip, but he said it better because I'm trying to paraphrase what he said. But yeah, that's different. Actually, my brother told me that all the time, man. He said, listen, like the Most High never said to be like nice, be really to be kind, but actually because that's what actually word nice means. Now colloquially, I know when people say that what nice when they say that they really mean kind, but it's just but if you actually look in the definition of nice, that's like we should be more kind than that. But yeah, man, that's it is what it is, man. But that's kind of like because that's why I like all this stuff. This kind of new age doctrine, new age philosophy, I should say, man. Because like it's just it pushes certain things subliminally, it's pretty subconsciously. It's just like no, man, that's not. Things. It's that's why I like going to different misconceptions and different things like that. But anyway, man. But get back to the point, man. But it's Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 19, man. It says this talking about this whole latter part 22 on the rest of the chapter. It's talking about your house child before the creation. It's kind of just like Second Ezra 6. Similar to beginning part Second Ezra 6 or Psalms 8, the Psalms the 8th chapter, like the latter part, like it's all talking about your house child because he comes in the book, of course. But here it is. It's 31. It says, happy with the world and pleased with the human race. So yeah, man. So when you run across like people like that, like that's that's like that, man. That's not really because one, I was like that kind of hard body before I came more like kind of like that misanthropic like mentalities to say like being a hermit or like but because it's a balance too. Because like I always say like listen, if we want to reach a level spiritual, higher version of ourselves, like just like all the like prophets, all the men of God did it, majority, and they play it out in the superhero movies all the time. Like I always say, like Batman became Batman alone in Dark Knight trilogy. Superman became Superman alone, especially in Man of Steel on that whole glacier ice. Spider-Man became Spider-Man alone, like when he's by himself. Well, it all happens all in comic book movies. You see it all happen all the time. Also too, like he's saying Isaiah, what I call Abraham alone. Like Noah was by himself, man. Well, one he walked with, well, he's not by himself, like when the Most High house was walking with you. But I'm saying on the natural tip, it was the time Moses had to go be alone. Ezra had to go be alone. Jeremiah had to go be alone. John the Revelator was by himself, even though he was locked up, but he was by himself. So yeah, man, you reach a level. Jacob became Israel when he was alone. So that's where these comic book movies get it from. But like when we want to reach like different, your inner kingdom wants to get built up. Inward man, it's like you're always by yourself. But also too, man, you still gonna need brothers and sisters with you in this walk too, man. So don't like get that twisted as well, So, but. Hey man, having that like misanthropic spirit, man, that's just like a lot of times too, like I always said, like a lot of times people do that. They lack self-examination. They just dare think they're all put together when they're actually a lot of times too. A lot of times, here's the thing about that too, because I'm coming myself too, because of my how I used to be, and part of me still got to put that out, because a lot of times too they're hypocrites, because they're a lot of times they don't hold themselves to that standard. A lot of times that's actually kind of like like I think I made the video about the other day. That's selfish within itself, because the world is not like the way that you view it. That I mean the world is not the way that you want it to be shaped in. One, that's selfish to the Most High your house child, because like what about their will? I mean I get it for unbelievers, but it is true. It don't matter if you believe or don't believe. It is what it is. God's will be done. The Most High your house child's will be done. So that's what it is too. So like a lot of times they're projecting like what they on others, what they have in themselves, because the world and people is not really moving to the beat of your drum, or everybody's not in the character in your movie in this world, like so like it's everybody else's fault. So a lot of times they lack they're that. So they like that aspect. It's just like, it's kind of hypocrisy. It's just like, that's why I always say, listen, is anybody that's in my life, man, I'm here to, be one, I want to add value to their life. More importantly, like, how can I add, like, is this on some man shit? To be honest with you, is somebody's life better just because, like, they know you, or they're affiliated with you? Not just saying, oh, I'm just so just great person, I'll just change everybody. Like, you wasn't before me, who you were. No, I'm not saying that. It's like, no, man. People like, have you just impacted others people's life, and also too, like, like, people come in your life, they had to have some type of value as well. But also too, man, it's just the fact that, if that's the case, man, but you still want people to still be themselves. Like, listen, man, like, I want you to be. I don't want to be around me all the time. There's that balance, because like sometimes it's a balance. Like, people like that. Like, people can, like, it's that thing. Like, people that are very similar. They could be the best of friends or the worst of enemies, man. Because I mentioned this before. Like, the whole. It was reported, but I'm not sure if this ever happened. But like those late 2000s Boston Celtics, man, with the whole KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, those Celtics, man. Like, I heard, like, there's one with the whole thing with Ray Allen, they kind of fell out with, like, cause he had went to Heat, and they had a little falling out, whatever. But I'm of the belief. I think Chronicles Judah, brother, he pointed that out, is the fact that, like, there was probably, like, some things, like, some things going on. There's probably some, like, because like Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, they're very like, very intelligent. They're very smart. They're very mostly people like that, like, that has a high level, that's really cerebral, have a high level intellect. They're probably like, one, they could get along very well, like I just said earlier, but they could also clash, because he's got two hyper, like, intelligent people that see the things differently. They see the world differently, or in this case, the world of basketball differently. Like, they have, like, different things. So that's probably kids. I use that example because that happens all the time. I've seen it. So yeah, man. That's it. But I said to say, man, because I just don't want to be around, like, me all the time. No, man. I love brothers and sisters for who they are. Man, I got a coworker, man. I love her, man. She's hilarious. Like, even though she's like she's butch, so she's kind of like, but she's funny though. I say it but she's loud. She's this, she's that. But I like it because she's her though. That's what I like. Like, the fact that she's like your auntie, man. That's all I would say. Like, she's loud, but she's funny. She's funny as hell. She's funny as shit, to be honest, man. She is. But I like when people are just them. Like, sometimes people tell you who they are. I was like, cool. Let that person be them. I had to kill that. Like, listen, man. Like, people aren't in my life just to shape them the way that I want them to be. No, like, certain things, like, there are certain boundaries, certain, like, the regulations, like, okay, that somebody's around you, like, all right, cool. If you're around me, I really can't be around you if you're going to be doing this and that. You can do what you want to do, but it's not around me. That's I think that's with anybody, but, but also, man, but at the same time, be yourself, man, because, like, that's what that Ecclesiastes says. Even the word says, listen, man, let don't ever let anybody change you, man. That's where that's where it says in another translation, when it says, listen, don't never get son, daughter, or brother, don't give anybody power over your life. But yeah, man, that's just yeah, man. But in another translation of that scripture, I forgot where it's at. It goes. It says, "Listen, don't let anybody change you, man." But one, you always kill off the inward man. But at your core, man, the Most High Yahshua wants you to be yourself, man. That's the best advice I got in this world, man. Elder brother told me, listen, just keep the faith in the Most High Yahshua and his commandments, his instructions, law, statutes, commandments, and be yourself, man. Because, like, that's a lot of times too. That's more of, like, your context going to win. Your loved ones are people to the word. But, one, if the words of Most High Yahshua don't, is what it is. But also, to your conduct as well, man. That's what I think of Psalms and First Peter or Second Peter, when it says truth, the evil spoken of. And Psalms, it was Psalms, it was scripture in Psalms I was looking at like a week or so ago, a few days ago, that went into that. But, yeah, man, but I said, let me read this again, man, because I know I'm about to all around with that. But it says, happy with the world and pleased with the human race. So yeah, man, being misanthropic, man, and things like that, that's not really being this new age stuff, this new antisocial introvert. So it's just like, really, it's a it's a way of honestly, like, programming people, pushing the spirit of, like, people just being selfish and being just, like, just caring, just, like, just being those, like this Second Timothy said, lovers of themselves, not being considerate of others, and being inconsiderate, just worrying about, just you and yours, man. That's just, like, yeah, man. That's what it really is, and don't get me wrong, it's just times that, like, always focus on you, because listen, like, because that's actually, I'm talking about with that one of my brothers, actually, he's doing the whole CDL thing, man. He, like, I kind of tell him, like, listen, people gonna do what they want to do, can't worry about them, but I understand why, because, like, when a lot of times he calls me, he says, listen, man, like, I don't see how these people, like, like, the people in here, y'all don't realize what opportunity y'all have, man, for getting this, man. Y'all want to come here and still do the same thing that you're doing. And part of me is like, part of me, I understand, it's like, because it's like, listen, like, I say at the end of the day, but people don't want, like, the saying goes, like it always goes, people don't want better for themselves. You can't, like, love anything out. You, like, you can't love anything out of, hey, certain women, you can't love anything. Can't love a man for not, like, a dude dirty, like a baby boy. You can't love somebody like that always playing man that dude dirty's house. You can't make him, like, once you get with him, you can't make him become, like, some man that's out to go get it, or just man that's, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm a little tired. A man that's driven and wants to get things done, and you're like, a man with ambition. You can't make that out of a nigga that's playing man all day, and the same vice versa with a man, and of course, and a woman, man. You can't, like the saying goes, hoe into a housewife. You can't do that, man. So, like, some people have to want better for themselves, man. That's why, like, Acts even says, well, save yourself from this untoward generation, man. Work out your own salvation, fear and trembling. But it's a balance as well, because you still had that, like, when you really had the, like, when you really move in the move in the spirit of Most High house, you do have that, like, intercession spirit. Even though reality, that's what that Romans 10:1 says. Listen, it's my hopes and desire that all Israel get saved. We know that's not going to happen, but Paul has that intercession spirit. He has that, like, of course you want always. That's what Ezra's second Ezra. That's what Ezra was going through, man. That's what Moses did. Like, in Exodus 32, he did that. Yahushua, like, who better than Yahushua for that, man? Because, yeah, man, this is that Romans 1 and Romans 10:1, man. Like, it's so good to move in that spirit. And also too, that prayer, I think prayer Manasseh 1:8 says the same thing, man. Sinners that they might be saved. But, at the end of the day too, you can't, like, love your own people more than you love the Most High house. But it's just, that's important though. But I said to say, because when I talked to my brother in the CL classes, man, it's more of a it's always akin to, like, always, like, because it's symbolic to like, the spiritual aspect, man, and like, in this walk, man, as well, like, or just people in general, like, because everything's all in that, like, everything starts, like, spiritually, like, so, yeah, man, because, like, he gets a lot frustrated a lot of times. Like, listen, man, like, of course, like, we know the saying, like, listen, everybody can't go, we know, but, but when you had that spirit, only, like, because that's that spirit of compassion and things like that, you care, but, but at the end of the day, it's a fine line, like, okay, listen, it is what it is, so, yeah, man, but yeah, but that all ties in the back of, like, the opposite of being misanthropic, like, because I do have to get that Book of Clarence scene, when, the, Edomite, in there, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, a whole white Jesus. He when he was on the cross, opposed to Clarence, he was just saying, "I'll kill humanity. They just been evil, things of that nature." Opposed to, like, the Jake, opposed to what you call him, the Clarence. He said, "Listen, Father." He said what Yahshua said, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do, man." So, yeah, man, I just wanted to go into that, man. My bad, man. 24 minutes, man. I'm the king of being loquacious and digressing, so my bad, y'all. I'm trying to work on that, but, just, hey, sometimes that's how the Most High has it. Like, that's, it is what it is. But anyway, peace.